Hey everybody, welcome to back to Detroit Driver Blue. And I know it's been a while since I made a video. Uh, it's been definitely some reasons for that. Um, I had a little bit of need to focus on driving for a while, and then I focused on a little bit of a change I made with my approach to making some money, and I went ahead and got a little part-time job so I could have a nice little steady flow of income, and that way I could still drive as much as I wanted to as well, because it's only about well, it started out 28 hours a week. Now it's up to 30 hours a week, but the rest of the time I'm pretty much free to still drive and run pretty hard for Uber and Lyft. Um, But I tell you what, I've had some very interesting experiences over the last couple weeks since I've been off the grid here and hadn't made a video. Want to keep this short. It's kind of like my goal these days is to try to keep these videos as short as possible. But I had to reassess my whole financial profile, what I was doing. Um, I needed to really get serious about bringing in some money and especially consistent money, and kind of kick myself in the butt discipline wise. And I think it was good to focus really hard on driving versus uh, vlogging. um, love doing it. I love maintaining and having begun this channel, though trying to put the word out there, and it's good to hope that one day there'll be a few more subscribers to Julian's Detroit Driver Blue, because to have a committed, serious driver in this market, the Detroit market, who's interested in sharing their perspective, um, they're few and far between. I know there's one guy that was out there that was doing his YouTube channel for a while, kind of got me inspired. Forget his first name, forget his channel. I haven't looked at his channel in a while, but anyway, um, been able to set my goals pretty well for a part-time driver, and being consistent is the key. I had some very interesting events that happened regarding a unaccompanied minor attempt at a ride that I ended up calling the police and getting police involved, because this person was way laid out at night around 3 o'clock in the morning in a downriver community, and it definitely was a suspicious situation. And the police ended up getting to the bottom of it, but the good thing was the night before I kind of learned my lesson, because 16-year-old kid out in Ann Arbor ended up jumping in the car, and I'm thinking that he looks 18. Oh, I didn't ask him, and that was my fault. And that is lately something I've been doing, is keeping the door locked, keeping these windows cracked on the rear passenger side, and that way I can communicate, but there's like a little bit more space safety wise, and I can confirm and get an idea whether or not this driver is going to be a minor or whether they're going to be an adult, whether they're going to be of age to ride in rideshare. Um, so this was these experiences have definitely been learning experiences. So often I roll up, keep the car doors locked, and I know it's an adult right away, you know, I start doing business from the window. from this point on, especially driving at night. So all is said and done, I had a night recently where I had my first. I was just under 1,000 rides. I'm just over 1,000 rides, and I was really excited about that. So um, this is sort of a celebratory video that I'm making because I was considering that a milestone. But anyway, long story short, I ended up finally having to order out a passenger who had just turned 21, who was severely intoxicated and was about to throw up. She started spitting into my garbage can. Her friends were tending to her as best they could. Her face was in my garbage can, sitting with her friends. She couldn't even compose herself. I'm like, no, this is not happening in my car. Pulled over, was in a very affluent area of Oakland County, and I had them get out. I was not the nicest guy about it, but I was firm, didn't cuss at them, and they got out. Of course, I was all sorts of F's and A's and all sorts of stuff. Regardless, that was not happening if I could prevent it. They demanded to be taken to a gas station, but the whole intersection, just one or two lots north of where a gas station was, which was very well lit and was basically in walking distance. All they had to do was cross Woodward Avenue and they could be right there again. This was in a very well-to-do suburb. So they were going to be safe. And this was not going to be an issue for them, as far as I could tell. And they got out without a problem. Everything worked out fine. I ended up calling Uber support. Got awesome support. Was able to document the incident immediately. And then I had another situation. The very next ping that I got was a guy who was being flippant over the Uber texting platform, wondering why I wasn't going a certain speed or something like that to pick him up. He sounded like he was intoxicated the way he was texting me, and I asked him, you know, why are you asking me these questions? I've never gotten any of these questions from a passenger. And I said, have you been drinking? Well, immediately he was offended by that. And I said, well, to be honest with you, I said, this whole conversation makes me think that something's not right with this situation. So I'm probably gonna be canceling because I feel very unsafe at this point. The way he was texting me and being demanding, and and I'm like, no, I don't. This is not going to be a good ride. I don't know what's going on. He definitely sounded out of sorts. Had to call Uber support on that. I know I said I was going to keep the video short, but it's been a while since I talked to y'all. And Detroit driver blue, and that was quite a event. So it was like 2 in a row I had to call support on. Well, needless to say, did very well that night because I worked all throughout the night. I got some awesome riders. I got some great airport rides. Lately, I've been getting some really great airport rides. We had some spring breakers come back into town. And, also some graduate students going back to the University of Michigan. And ended up taking a real estate attorney from Bloomfield Hills to the airport who was very generous tip-wise, and was able to possibly secure some prearranged ride activity with he and his wife. And just overall, it was a very, very good past couple weeks of consistent driving, um, making pretty decent money for the part-time work. And one of the things that I kind of hesitated coming back on and doing videos was the fact that I didn't. The important thing is I wanted to attest to being able to say that, I'm very serious, and I wanted to back that up by, being a full-time driver. But I kind of backed off on the whole full-time driving bit as of lately. They've done some changes, and we've got our flat surge issues going on now. So all of us are sort of making considerable less money per ride, especially long trip activity. Um, Significantly 15% lower per ride. It seems like I'm doing rough math again in my head, but bottom line, everybody's doing the best we can here. So please stay safe out here. I'm going to do another video. Thanks for tuning into my frequency here and being part of the Julian's Detroit Driver Blue channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please let me know what you think. And again, stay safe out here, please. Lately, there's been stuff going on, and we need to hug our loved ones when we're with them. To be thankful for the days that we have here, especially from ride to ride, and safe passengers for the most part here, but got to be vigilant. So, we definitely have to support each other when we're out here. So, managed to coordinate with a Lyft driver on the night of the situation with that girl, because they kept trying to ping for a rideshare driver to pick them up or to pick her up, and definitely was a case of suspected human trafficking that I was concerned about. And I had not heard anything more about it, but the officer did keep in touch with me throughout the morning to let me know that they had followed up where the phone initial Uber request came. He used the law enforcement email access deal, so he could. It's called LEERT or LEET or something like that. Law enforcement something. I forget exactly what it is now. I'll remember it later, maybe for another video. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.